She pushed. Sanya flew and hit the cabinet. Oh, seeing Mom, she grabbed the knife on the table in panic. Subtitles, however, as the robust and dreamlike Toyang approached step by step. Her petite body broke out in a sweat, and she was at a loss as to where to position the 3 knives. The knife dropped to the floor, and she suddenly realized she had wet her pants. How embarrassing! Crying her heart out, she ran to the bathroom, yanked down her pants, and twisted them dry. She daydreamed. If only Dad could come back, then she wouldn't be here. Mom wasn't bullied. Toyang then knocked, asking if she was okay. After Sanya's mood improved, she seemed to forget about going home, and only after a while did she realize she really didn't want to go home at all. She continued to not think about going home as Toyang knocked again, checking on her through the door. After Sanya calmed down, Toyang took her to shower. She remained embarrassed about earlier. Toyang comforted her. Peeing pants is no biggie, everyone's been there. Last time, a kick to my kidney made me pee blood for 3 days. And just see, I'm still doing fine. After taking a shower. Stepping out, they met a patrol officer demanding ID. Toyang feigned innocence, shouting, "I'm a battlefield hero, why police question me?" Then he tore his collar open, showing a tattoo. The officer jumped back, thinking he had encountered a funny old veteran. Not wanting to deal with him, they let him go, using the excuse of a birthday celebration. He treated everyone to a meal. He charmed everyone with humor, but when he planned to hand out the tickets, Mom was furious, preventing Toyang from further avoidance. Toyang eyed the guests, struggling to restrain his urge. He decided to step outside for a smoke to cool down, and Sanya quietly followed him. Just then, a beautiful lady happened to come down. Spotting Toyang, she looked thrilled and offered to take him home to disinfect his hand. Sanya followed suit. Watching them go inside, she nervously pressed up against the door, thinking to herself, "Please don't let this lady steal Toyang away." Once inside, Toyang marveled at the colorful array of items in the lady's house. As she helped him tend to his wounds, she occasionally gazed at him with dreamy eyes. Toyang got the hint, and they promptly kissed. But suddenly, there was a frantic knocking at the door, and the lady hastily wiped her mouth and opened it, only to find 2 kids. The kids informed her that Sanya was stuck on the fire escape. Toyang quickly opened the window, seeing Sanya's innocent expression. Without wasting a breath, he climbed out of the window, deftly unlocking it too. Then carefully shielded Sanya as they climbed down step by step. Days later, Toyang invited the lady to play. She found Mom there when seated. Subtitles. She found herself awkwardly seated in the middle. Shortly after the play commenced, Toyang made up an excuse to depart, escorting Sanya to the ground floor of the building. He asked Sanya to take the ladder to the ladies, but she refused to steal. Toyang tricked her playfully. Him on a secret mission for stolen. Sanya was taken aback, but immediately agreed. Soon after, with her help, they successfully sneaked into the house. Upon entering, Toyang began rummaging through the house for his belongings, but was spotted by the lady downstairs. The old lady said she'd call the police. Toyang panicked, fled with Sanya, leaving his prize. Meanwhile, Mom had left the theatre. Toyang got a car to fetch her just as they reached the train station. Mom insisted on leaving Toyang, even after having been stubborn about not wanting to go alone. Toyang brought the mother and son to the train station. He squatted down to say goodbye to Sanya, giving her the last of his gold jewelry. As the train rolled away, Sanya realized that Toyang was leaving them, feeling utterly abandoned. Subtitle. She turned around and fiercely hurled the gold jewelry onto the ground, then ran away without a second thought. Patrol officers heard the commotion, and Toyang spotted them and took off running, but the cops were quick on their toes, determined to catch. As the officers were about to catch up, Toyang turned around and shouted loudly, "It's all a misunderstanding. I'm just a trendy street performer. A few minutes later, they got Toyang. Mom was frantically shouting his name as he was being taken away, and suddenly, Sanya bolted out. It was the first time she had cried out Dad. Actually, in her heart. Subtitles. Toyang had already served as her father, imperfect, yet having provided her with a great deal of warmth. Sanya didn't want him to leave. After Toyang had left, Mom was hospitalized, pregnant with Toyang's child, but tragically lost it due to grief and was buried in the wilderness. In the swirling snow, Sanya kept vigil at her mother's grave, gathering scraps of metal to build a small fence to guard her mom. From then on, Sanya had no other family, just her mother's watch and Toyang's pistol, which became her only tokens of affection. She grew up in an orphanage, wandering the tracks with friends, scavenging scrap to sell. One day she suddenly heard a familiar voice, someone singing cheerfully.